Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again with another Glaive Keo video. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a while, and this is on a topical area that I have had a very strong opinion about. It is Wuthering Waves' 3.3, its second anniversary, and of course, a lot of the drama, and of course, the hypocrisy that has been surrounding it. I've been of the personal opinion that this anniversary is arguably worse than last year's. Not on the basis of the 3.3 update being worse than 2.3. I think 3.3 as a whole is actually miles ahead, much better. I'd rate it like a 9, 9.5, potentially even a 10 out of 10 in terms of the update quality, but more so the celebratory atmosphere, the mood, the feeling that it's an anniversary. This patch to me really doesn't feel like one. And I'm interested in seeing what the take is over here with this video, the hypocrisy of the Wuthering Waves 3.3 anniversary drama. So why don't we go ahead, why don't we break this all down, and we'll take a look at what he's got to share regarding this matter.
The 3.3 livestream just got wrapped up immediately without wasting any time.
Oh yeah, dude, they were in there and out as fast as possible. Bro, it was like extraction time in like one of those shooters where you're like, hey, did we get all of our shit done? Did we like announce anything? Or did we announce everything? All right, let's go. Dude, like, what's the checklist looking like?
Community is having a civil war. One side, we have people calling this a really good update.
Yes. And to like give some additional context for that, guys, like objectively, when it comes to the content that's here, bro, you got like fucking 3 quests. You got like a whole ass region with like 5 sub-regions in it. And you got like the new Sonata sets, all of that. A fuck ton of like optimizations, quality of life, all of that. New motorbike features that include flying. And then some of the most events we've ever seen in the history of the game. Yeah, no, that is objectively what's in this update. And that's why I've been calling it a 9.5 out of 10.
I mean, I see their point of view. I am inclined to agree. We are reaching the most critical stage of the story. We are getting hella quality of life updates and optimizations, a lot of rewards, abundant new original events. But on the other side, we got an equally loud group of players who are in a way very disappointed. They are not calling it an anniversary. They called it adversary. A piece of doo-doo garbage one at that. So if you take these debates at face value, it looks like we have a contradiction here.
If you're looking for the term adversary, this is probably, I think, the main creator that decided to push forward that narrative. Check out this thumbnail over here. The worst adversary in gacha. 3.3 anniversary livestream reaction. And if you actually go ahead and you pull up the 3.3 livestream yourself, you'll notice that that's probably one of the worst summaries anyone could have made about the live stream as a whole. You check out this broadcast, bro. And the stuff that's in here is that it's just a regular fucking live stream. It's a regular live stream for like the entire thing, and then it hits anniversary mode. Like here. Where after all the stuff is announced, you get into all the free collabs. These are all free, by the way. Like, you're not paying any money for these. And then, like, they show off a Hiyuki bike skin. So, like, the first ad for something that, like, you can buy shows up at, like, the 48-minute mark. And then there's, like, and then it's just anniversary celebrations and stuff like that for the rest of it. So the summary that it's like an adversary has to be one of the most like ridiculously boneheaded takes that somebody could fucking make. Did she just like not watch the first 48 minutes? Are the bike skins really free? Not this one, but a bunch of these are like the collabs. Like, of course this one's gonna be fucking free, bro. It's like all it is just like the ass end of the bike. The collab ones are free, like they've always been. Like the Persona one was free. The Sonic one was free. Those were all free. And so it's kind of like, again, absurd take. And what was like the dislike ratio on this one? Makes sense. All right, moving on.
They called it adversary, a piece of doo-doo garbage one at that. So if you take these debates at face value, it looks like we have a contradiction here.
By announcing literally nothing for anniversary and dropping what seems to be a generational amount of good content for 3.3, Kuro Games has entered the superposition of needing to be killed and cooking simultaneously.
That's actually one of the most fantastic breakdowns I've ever heard somebody have regarding the situation. They need to be praised, and they also need to be killed at the same time.
Thus breaking the cycle.
How can a massive anniversary updates be both bad and good at the same time? Hopefully, I could clear the air out for you, so everything will make perfect sense by the time you reach the end of this video. You see, Kuro Games is trying to balance multiple things here. They're trying to give us a second anniversary celebration, but they're also trying to push the game into its most critical narrative stage yet.
True.
I mean, we literally went all the way from Jinzhou together, experienced happy and wholesome moments together. We stuck through the hardships and the bugs and the problems all together. In the next patch, we are finally getting answers about IMF, confronting the Drenodian threat once and for all. And in the beginning, when we saw the return of Sol and Lee in the livestream, who really made it clear that if it wasn't for the players sticking around to play the game, Wuthering Waves wouldn't be in this position here today. I mean, to me, it just felt so sincere. Call me biased, but I was proud to be a day one player at that moment.
I think that like his little section at the start was definitely like toned down from last year. And definitely I feel like it wasn't as like all good vibes as last year's as well. There were like a lot more skits, there were like a lot more celebrations. Some could almost say that it was actually like a little bit sad compared to what we had before.
While the story and the technical stuff are becoming the best it has ever been, the celebration part doesn't feel much like a celebration.
Like we said, that's the main take. Great patch, but like as an anniversary, what is going on, brother? What is happening over here?
The rewards are nice, but the feeling that we are supposed to get, something like a birthday party, just feels a bit lean, you know, if not missing entirely. So today, I want to break down exactly what 3.3 is bringing to the table, from the complexity of the new characters like Hiyuki and Dena, to the very long-awaited technical advancements happening under the hood. We need to decide if the quality of the meal Kuro is cooking is enough to make up for the lack of party flavors.
I think we've already established that's pretty good, but let's go ahead and see what Glaive decides to cook up over here. Let's see it.
Wasting more of your time, let's just get right into it. And chat, please give me some credit because I researched this topic so much I actually felt like I was falling down a rabbit hole. A fantasy kind. Just like Alice's adventures in Wonderland and their collaboration with Raid Shadow Legends.
Okay, you know what? That was a fair enough transition that we'll watch it. We'll watch it because that transition was actually pretty good.
We've brought the realm of Teleria to Wonderland with a unique lineup of legendary champions.
Like, I feel like I just got RKO'd.
Including Alice the Wanderer, the Cheshire Cat, Mad Hatter, Knave of Hearts, and the fearsome Queen of Hearts. First, let's go to Alice, a high damage attack legendary who basically ruins an enemy's day by messing with their cooldowns. If you want to hit harder and more often,
yes, it
she
is.
is your powerhouse. And
yeah,
then there is the
is.
Cheshire Cat, a sinister DPS unit who uses Perfect Veil to stay hidden while he manipulates speed and chains turns. Absolutely dangerous in both PvP and PvE. If you want to jump in, now is the absolute best time because the rewards for new players are absolutely a bit ridiculous right now.
Yeah, this is the adversary right here.
QR code or click the link in the description, you are getting a mega starter pack that includes 2 legendaries and 1 epic champion. It is a massive head start, and using my link is the best way to directly support the channel and your account in perpetuity. Here is what is inside the pack.
Bro, how long are the raid ads? Holy shit.
Unlock legendary Elenaril for massive AoE poison damage. Reach level 15 to get the amazing epic healer.
I thought it was going to be done after the QR code.
And Reviver Tagoar. Plus, new players can pick 1 of 4 more legendary champions using these promo codes on the screen.
Surely it's done, right?
Me personally, I recommend picking Cheshire Cat because the kit sounds super good for someone who is just starting out. Just remember, this mega starter pack
It has to be over here.
is only available via my link or the QR code, and you have
Oh my god!
to redeem them within 48 hours of downloading. Thank you, Raid Shadow Legends, for sponsoring this video, and let's get right back into it.
Dude, that is nuts. Like, I need to see how long that was. Bro, that was like almost 2 minutes.
Starting from the beginning, Solon
That's crazy. Hey, I hope he got the bag for that one. Yo, I hope he got the bag for that one. Bro, that was wild.
is back, baby. Where is Dong, you might ask? Forgotten, like the 1.x character selector completely missing. But anyways, when he talks about the player's passion being
People have said that Dong is like working on Project Nami or something. Like Dong is like the #1 employee at Kuro Games, and so they just kind of like have him on when they need him to, I guess, like spearhead projects and stuff like that.
the only reason the game made it this far, it feels like a genuine thank you for me. But thank yous and I love yous aren't the only things that are being presented here. Getting into the actual contents of the patch, more specifically the story, the highlight here is the climax of the Exostrider plan. We are finally going back for IMAth. For a lot of the community, it's not just some continuation of the main narrative. This is something personal, okay? We have waited for months. I have waited for months. Who am I kidding?
I think that this was potentially, who knows if it was a misplay or not. I feel like having the 3.2 story quest where it was kind of just made it hard to take the 3.2 story quest very seriously. Like, bro, we just had like this person, right, make like the sacrifice of like deleting their own body to like save an entire region, and then I get to go hear about a high schooler's woes for 2 hours.
I don't believe in myself. You can do it, Sagrika!
We're finally going to take back our daughter. We have spent so much time over the patches wondering when the game would circle back to her. Rover, lock in, bro. Your daughter, bro. Where? And now that we
True.
are venturing into the high concentration void space to find her, it feels like the story is finally landing, you know?
Yeah, 3.2 is naturally like just like a bit of setup to like introduce some of like the main players for 3.3, but like part of it does make me feel like 3.2 could have been 3.1, and then 3.1 could have been 3.2, and then we could have had 3.3. It feels like there was almost like a break in the narrative for like a whole patch cycle to kind of like get it done.
At the Exostrider itself in the trailer, it looks like the design looks a little bit concerning.
That's not the Exostrider, Glaive. That's Sigillum. Or like Sigillum version 2. Bro, that ain't the Exostrider. Maybe that is the Exostrider. I don't think so. It doesn't look like it.
It has got this black and red color scheme, and so in a way it kind of implies that it is
It's another one? I don't know. I thought that was just like Giga Sigillum. Maybe it is the Exostrider. Hey, I guess we haven't gotten... Look at how big it is.
under the control of the Fraxidus. I mean, this is just a theory.
I mean, I don't think we got any scale for I don't think we got any scale for it.
Since they do use these colors as their signature. And let's be clear, while the first anniversary of Wuthering Waves happened in a filler patch, the 3.3 update is the complete opposite of that. We are literally going to confront a Threnodian threat once and for all.
With 2 new characters.
Apparently, the threat is so nuclear that if it breaks loose, Lahai Roy wouldn't be the only one having a problem. We are dealing with the survival of all of Solaris. In some way, it feels like a proper milestone for the 2nd anniversary. There is also this one moment in the trailer that I just can't stop thinking about. It is a small detail at the very end of the trailer cinematic, but when the male and female rovers' voices are overlapping, telling Aleph 1 that right now you are dealing with me.
Right now, you're dealing with me.
Pretty good, but like the main thing is that like I think female rover sounds a little bit too sassy here. I don't fucking play her anyway, so I don't really care. It was like, you're dealing with me. You know what I mean? It's ah shit. Slay.
Cold! That is so cold, bro. Like, we went from a flatly voice acted
You're not going anywhere.
to this absolute peak moment.
And maybe he likes it. Maybe Glade really. You're dealing with me.
Bro, are you seeing how powerful our main protagonist has become? I mean, if we're getting this now, who knows about the actual strength Rover has that we haven't even seen yet?
Guys, think about it this way. That made it into the final cut for a reason. There was somebody out there that liked it. I am merely expressing my own personal taste into this conversation, and you do not need to necessarily agree with me regarding that. And so if you like it, you like it. There's no problem with that. I'm just gonna think you're fucking weird.
It's those kinds of subtle details that make me think Kuro is cooking for the actual long run. But listen, Solon and his associate here said that they can't give away too much crumbs, you know? And so if what we're getting right now is considered just crumbs, can you imagine how insane the full meal would be? I just really can't wait, bro. I'm just so excited. But other than that, we are getting a whole new region, the Dimmer Plains. Now,
nice.
I'm gonna be honest, at first glance, it is indubitably hard not to draw comparisons to Elden Ring, mostly because of the really obvious massive tree sitting right in the center. But
and then instead of it being called the Erd tree, this is called the Elder tree. The main thing for me is that they could have gotten a little bit more creative with the wording. That's been my main take. They could have been a bit more creative with the wording.
What we are having, the Solvane Heartwood. This tree has a galaxy-colored orb sitting in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's Aleph 1, bro.
Looks like the heart of the area, you know? The thing keeping everything running while the rest of the world is decaying. And instead of a golden glow like
Bandai may call...
in Elden Ring, it feels more like a post-apocalyptic galactic looking area. Seems like even gravity doesn't seem to work the way it is supposed to, because there is like massive chunks of rocks just hovering in the air, which apparently usually happens when the void matter energy in this world gets too thick. I mean,
this is why I said the region had like E33 vibes to me, because there's like a bunch of like random shit like floating around and stuff like that. And definitely in that game you get more of like that really just like what the fuck is like going on over here.
I mean, it's a total mess for anyone trying to walk around on foot, I am sure, but it creates a perfect stage for a new traversal mechanic. Kuro is finally letting us fly again. I mean, we used to be able to fly anywhere, but ever since 3.0 we were pretty much stuck on the ground. Of course we got a motorbike to compensate, you know, so it didn't feel like much of a loss because, well, it's a goddamn motorbike. It is cool as hell. But now they have literally put wings on our motorbike, becoming a central part of how you explore the region in this update.
I personally like the flying over here more. This feels like you're flying with like less of like the actual physics of like wings and shit. This makes you feel like it's like you're like a Gundam flying. All right, with like perfect sort of like propulsion control. You're not like constantly like dipping down, right? You know how in like Rinascita when you're flying, if you want to like maintain altitude, you got to like constantly like go up and stuff, and you'll eventually like go down if you're just going straight. This is more like fighter jet sort of thing. Like a fighter jet sort of thing going on. So they've even managed to make the flying feel different and unique, even though flying does exist in both areas.
I am saying this quite calmly, but like, this is such a big deal, man. From the footage alone, it is really hard to not get excited for next patch, because it just looks like we're getting bangers after bangers after bangers. And with this new flying motorbike mechanic, they are introducing aerial tracks and stunt mechanics as well. Because why fly if can't style, you know what I'm saying?
Well, how about next time you get a board that can handle the Neutron style? Later, Nick.
Even the
I'm sorry, what did Jimmy Neutron just say? There's no way that's the actual like soundbite, right? Did he actually say that? Did Jimmy have the pass? Like, what the hell was that?
Exploration feels more alive because of the new permanent events. You are actually helping people restore these things called Voidbane Elder Trees, and as you do it, you see real in-game results. Civilization starts coming back to places that used to be dead and corroded. It makes me feel like I'm actually fixing the world in a way, you know? I mean, I am the hero of the story after all. Spoken like a true self-insert, Glaive. Jesus.
I think that that's going to be really good for area progression for sure. One of the things that I think WuWa actually hasn't done yet, I think they did do it a little bit, but it was more like restoring infrastructure in Lahai Roi with like the roads and stuff in like that one permanent event. This one kind of feels like you're in like a broken ass destroyed area, and of course, right, you get like a little bit more motivation when you get to see like NPCs and stuff like that, and I guess you get like some of the Royan baddies too to accompany you along the way, so sure.
Jesus Christ. But speaking of heroes and stories, we have the new characters, and the contrast between them is incredibly fascinating, at least to me. First, there is Hiyuki. She is the sole member of the Special Response Force, a wanderer who inherited a fragment of the Sentinel's power named Suzu. From that moment forward, she bears the responsibility of keeping the region safe. They showed off a couple of her idle animations, but my favorite one is where she cuts a chunk of ice and makes it animal shaped. In my opinion, it looks incredibly cool. We have seen and talked about the attack animations and how ethereal she looks in my last video, so make sure to check it out. But one line in my knowledge that was not shown before and is actually the most banger line is this one.
May the Sakura incinerate. Burn this self away.
See, now that right there, that's how I feel like female Rover should have sounded if we were going to be glazing her, right? During like the whole like Aleph 1 sequence, right?
You're dealing with me.
Nah, you gotta have some shit like that. One thing I really do like about what they've done with Hiyuki's voice direction and stuff like that, bro, is that, like, bro, she sounds old. Not like in, like, a grandma way, but, like, she sounds, like, old and mature. And I think that's kind of, like, one of the vibes, one of the aesthetics that we haven't really gotten in this game. Right? I feel like the most recent one that we've had is like Cantarella. It's like Cantarella in terms of sounding old. But like Cantarella, like, she sounds like an old hoe. Hiyuki kind of just sounds like an old badass. Yeah, Cantarella sounds like a cougar.
God damn, that was hard. We got to learn about this character, but I am actually down to make another dedicated video for her just for the complexity of the character, you know what I'm saying? But gameplay-wise, she specializes in applying something called Glacio Chafe. You remember those elemental debuffs they added like a year ago? They introduced Spectrofrazzle for the likes of Phoebe.
Just stop talking about it. Stop talking about Frazzle. Yeah, Kuro's forgotten that shit too.
And Zani, Aero Erosion for Kartatia and Chakona, and now we have Glacio Chafe, with Hiyuki as the first character that has it. When she ults, unleashes her Bankai, and basically she gets into flow states. Apparently this also has overworld effects, like in the area that was shown in the live stream, the snow gets thicker and higher. It is snowing, and I don't know about other regions, but we will have to see.
I guess it's gonna snow in the TOA too.
This flow states, her basic attacks are basically Sanhua ults. And there is a moment shown in the live stream where it looks like she has a parry mechanic, or is it more of a dodge counter mechanic? I have no idea.
She has like a okay, sorry for, okay, maybe you can say thank you for pausing at that point. But basically she has like that charge up. She has like a charge up move that she does. Yeah, she got like a charge up move that she does that literally looks like it's from like a Devil May Cry game.
But personally, I cannot wait to solo hologram bosses.
Not pre-watch, by the way. I don't even think I could have timed that one better. I was going to move past it, but that probably would have pissed you guys off. Yeah, you probably didn't even listen to a word I fucking said. It is what it is.
With this character, and die multiple times trying. Her weapon is called Frostburn. I mean, I love the name so much. It just fits the character so well. Cold at the surface, warm at the heart.
I mean, it does kind of look like her flame is a little bit, her ice is like a little bit fiery too.
Crimson and Sakura-ish colors. It has aura, like literally the sword has aura. And by the way, we're getting like weapon gacha convene animations right now. Not just that boring weapon pull anymore. I mean, sure, why not? I'll take it, right?
True. But then it's gonna make it a lot more clear when you don't. Oh, wait! You can't lose on weapon pulls in this game, so yeah. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, it's 100% guarantee. Enfield, Genshin. Soundless Zone Zero, Honkai Star Rail could never.
Love how the game keeps improving even on the smallest details. And
oh right, yeah, it's just like, wait, you can't lose on the weapon banner. So it's like this is just the new normal. You're right.
then we have Dena, and Dena is a lot.
Isn't it Dena? Bro, please, bro, Dena just sounds bad. Dena actually sounds bad.
All two of them at the same time. On the surface, she is a credit score obsessed overachiever who never skips class. But the live stream and the story drops these massive hints that she is actually quite sinister. You know, chat, if Dena was a content creator, she would be Saikuno.
Have you seen the memes? Have you seen the memes about me?
Maybe Mugen would have been better here. Glaive, come on, man. Because, like, Mugen got this one side where Mugen's supposed to be, like, this unbiased reporter. But, like, instead, he, like, bum rushed out one of the worst videos in YouTube history because he was trying to fuck a VTuber. He was trying to get Saikuno sloppy seconds.
Should be a crime.
She's like that trope where she is the harmless looking low XP person, you know what I'm saying? And she is secretly the one with the most broken, overpowered technique. She's gonna slide in your DMs, acting like she's the best girl. And then she's gonna farm you, lil bro.
All right, one red flag, but you're still pretty hot.
Her idol animation literally has her making origami gingerbread men play a death game. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. But the most confusing part about her is her elements. Classic Kuro games, am I right? Looking at her attacks, they are watery, bubbly, and purple.
Most people would say she actually looks Havoc, so the fact that she's Fusion is kind of interesting. Yeah, the fact that she is Fusion is, like, kind of, like, interesting at a baseline because, as far as we're concerned, water in this game has been associated with Havoc first. She's Fusion. Why are you talking about that like it's a question? She's been confirmed Fusion for, like, a month. It's been confirmed for, like, a month, bro.
You swear that she was a Havoc character? I mean, we have a whole character that has similar bubbly water attacks with jellyfishes that has a Havoc element, but no.
Yeah, and bazookas too.
Oh, Dena is actually Fusion. Basically the fire elements. How is this fire at all? I mean, obviously it is fire in a good way. Like, yeah, it looks good. But how is this literally fire? During her burst, she has this alternate personality where her bubbly version completely disappears and a much darker version takes over. She has a whole different attack animations.
I really do hope that they have a good story explanation for it because no, I buy into this, to be honest. I have no idea why she is Fusion. I've known she was Fusion for a while because the chromatic foam set, and chromatic foam means colored bubbles, which is like her fucking kit. We've known that chromatic foam is the Fusion Burst sub DPS set, so like I just knew she was Fusion based off of that, but like, yeah, kit-wise, it is kind of just, I hope we get a decent explanation for it.
And this makes it look much more sense about her fire or fusion elements.
The boiling water has bubbles in it. Sure.
After filling up her forte, she can do her second ult, which not only deals damage, it creates a black hole in the field. Obviously, it wouldn't be completely broken, like actually engulfs anything that goes in it, but it does create a crowd control effect, sucking them all in the middle part of where the burst was done. Even her weapon, Forged Dwarf Star. The design is a lot.
He spelled that wrong. So he put Droff in there.
To take in. Like, there are very creative things like the keys that also acts as a cage for the teddy bear inside it, origami people, and literally black hole looking galaxy holes coming out of the teddy bear. It's just a whole lot, but it looks very cool.
I would say this is potentially one of the most over-designed signatures in the game. Like, let's just picture what's going on over here. You got like the origami people flowing into like a chandelier looking thing that's got like these spikes underneath it. Like, this thing by itself looks like it could just be the weapon. Then you have a teddy bear getting impaled over the top of it, and then out of the hole the spike is making, Aleph 1 is like the soul of Aleph 1 is coming out of it, creating an entire galaxy. And then on top of that, you have like 5 keys drifting around it and planets. Yeah, like a fucking Vincent, like Aleph 1 turned into a Vincent van Gogh painting. What the fuck?
I dare say the best designed weapon in Wuthering Waves. And you know, usually when a gacha game hits its 2nd anniversary,
right?
The file size is so bloated, it starts to feel like you're sitting next to queso. But Kuro Games
queso cabinets
finally listened after months or even years at this point of just constant feedback about their memory optimization. They have introduced a resource cleanup feature, and it lets you delete the
Yo, appreciate the sub.
Data from story quests and map environments you have already finished. The developers said that if you are caught up on everything, you can shave off around 37 gigabytes. That amount of memory freed up and having really good graphics? Hey, sign me up, brother!
I hope that that's mainly due to like old ass like fucking 1.x quests, or like it like checks your quest log to see all the shit that you've done and just like deletes all the cinematics, right? Like you can't even replay story quests in this game, right? Which I understand. Sometimes I wish you could, but all of that, all like the 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, all that shit, right? Unnecessary, actually useless in your game file at least. It also deletes the dungeons and the scenario spheres and stuff like that as well. You can also delete regions. You tell me I can delete Jinzhou?
Speaking of good graphics though, there is the frame generation. This is the most surprising thing for me because usually developers wait for the big boy tech companies like Nvidia or AMD to provide the tools for this.
I feel like this is something that people didn't really talk about that much. Self-developed mobile frame generation. Like, bro, yeah, that's usually what like an entire like goddamn graphics-oriented company, graphics card-oriented company does via like software. But like they're just going ahead and making their own. And I was just thinking, does this mean that like WuWa is just going to go ahead and like patent this out to other companies, and does it become like a fucking revenue maker? Who knows? Frame generation equals phone destroyer. Isn't the point of frame generation to increase the frame rate while not making the performance worse? Like, I thought that was like the point. Because like, isn't that what DLSS does? Is it makes your game run smoother while not being as technically... Okay, so we just have a technically illiterate... We just basically have the like gotcha smack as a chatter in here.
Kuro apparently got tired of waiting and listening to the same feedback over and over and over again for months, and decided to build their own solution for both PC and mobile.
We already have DLSS for PC, so like this is not really a big deal, or I don't think it can be a big deal because again, DLSS already There's gonna be somewhere out there is like, oh, okay, good job, Glaive. And unfortunately, it does only work on NVIDIA GPUs, and I'm gonna be honest, I think AMD ones are just better. Aren't AMD GPUs just straight up, like, better? They're, like, cheaper and have better performance.
Frame generation.
Nah, the only people saying that are... So... The only people saying no are the ones that have NVIDIA GPUs. I can guarantee it. Every person that said no has a NVIDIA GPU. Because everyone knows AMD price to performance ratio is better. And like, that's what I said. The price to performance ratio, and you all said no.
Is essentially a trick where the game creates fake frames in between the real ones to make the movement look twice as smooth. The fact that they did this themselves shows a
9070 XT costs $600 and has better performance than a $1,200 NVIDIA GPU. If you have $600 to spend on a graphics card, AMD will get you a better one. Is that a fact? Is that a fact? Yes or no? Yes. Yes, it's a fact. Okay. All right. Glad we established that.
level of engineering independence and just sheer dedication to please their players.
That's what you call sunk cost fallacy, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you call sunk cost fallacy over here. They spent so much money on a GPU that gets outperformed by one that's a quarter of the price, and they're like,
No, it's better. The technology's better. Look, my driver software is slightly more efficient.
most studios that just don't have. They are also lowering the barrier to entry for new people to start playing. The initial download is now down to about 28 gigabytes. In an era where some mobile games ask for 60 or 80 gigabytes before you even see the title screen, this is a massive W for the unemployed. A patch where they are not just focused on keeping the whales happy, they are making sure the game stays accessible. And speaking of keeping people happy, they are bringing back the absolutely peak gameplay experience game mode, Depths of Elusive Realms.
Why you gotta sound so zesty while doing that? Anyways, before we get into the Depths of the Elusive Realm part, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what actually makes the whole, the accessible mobile, and the accessible hardware storage piece really good. The anniversary is going to be a time where a lot of people start the game. Right, where a lot of people jump into the game and want to go ahead and give it a try or actually return. So that's going to be a really good thing that actually boosts it up a lot. However, though, bro, there's like no like anniversary like celebration pieces. Like, sure, they'll have like the beginner banner and stuff, but like, what about like a returning banner? Bro, I feel like the person that's going to be like the worst off during this Annie is like somebody that already started the game, their beginner banner is gone, and then they like come back and then all they can pull are, like, debatably not really great pulls. If you don't have the units for them already. Like, Hiyuki is possibly good, but, like, is Yuno that great? For, like, a low character account? Not really. Is Frolova good? Yeah, actually, she's good. Yeah, that's fair. Frolova's good. But is Mornier good for an account if you don't have a lot of units? No. No, Mornier's kind of bad if you don't have a lot of units. Let's be honest here. She needs Toon to really do something. Is Dena good? No, she needs Toon or she needs Amith. So it's like, there's not really a lot of like great pulls, in my opinion. So having like the anniversary banners back would have been solid. Hey, you could like go pull an Amith. You can go, I don't know, bro. It's just... I hope they have, like, an emergency re-add of them or something, bro. That would be so good. What? Part of me is saying I should go back to get the context of why he sounded like that, but then I remember the context, and I don't want to play it again, so let's just keep moving.
What the heck? Which is easily the most loved event in the game. All the systems we like are back. Plus, we are getting those cute Nami pawns again. New exploration scenarios, obviously more newer resonators will be available to play. Solon Lee, I am begging, please, just make this a regularly updated thing, please.
We'll see what the response is to Depths of the Elusive Realm. Part of me is thinking that this really is like rose-tinted goggles, where people really think about it and like celebrate it way more than they'll actually like it. It's something that is actually very, it happens a lot. It happens a fucking lot, where you remember something way back in the day as amazing. Nostalgia is like the main value of it. And then you actually do it and you're like, oh, this isn't as good as I remembered. And I feel like there is a decent possibility of that happening with the Elusive Realm. We'll just have to see. Because this is the thing. What's one of the things people complain about when it comes to some of the game modes? Oh, they're like boring, monotonous, and I like get too strong too quickly. That's the weekly mode. Guess what the Elusive Realm was, guys? It was, after a while, it got boring, monotonous, and you got too strong too quickly. Like, the same concerns people have in the weekly mode, I feel like they're just going to be echoed again in the Depths of the Elusive Realm rerun. That's my personal take. We'll just have to see, though.
really love this game mode, and it never gets old for me. They announced that certain stages will have adjustable difficulty systems. This is why they're my goats! You know, at launch, when you reach endgame in elusive realms, you are basically a god, immortal, massive damage, attacks like an Asian mom that found out her kid got a B- in mathematics. You have the
Or attacked like Pokey's mother if she found out he was spending money on gacha games. Yeah, y'all remember that post?
option to struggle now and have so much bragging rights when you complete it in the highest, hardest level possible. Another W for the dungeon mains. On top of that, the event list is huge. Like, when I say huge, I mean like the gap between my paycheck and the money I spend on these gacha games, like massive. Mini games like Cute Derby and Star Bouncing. There is a Void Matter Blocks event, which is basically in
I don't like this, bro. This just looks like slow Tetris. This event actually looks like doo-doo water.
Game life-threatening Tetris. Kinda like Tetris if it was being played in Squid Games. And for the combat fans, there is a combat event for you to enjoy. They even added a new hologram boss, Sigilum. We're gonna be fighting Rover.
I will say this move looks devastating. Bro just cut a hole through reality and now there's like fucking attacks coming out of it. Yeah, no, this doesn't look good. One thing I don't like though is that, bro, Sigilum is loud. Like, Sigilum might be the loudest boss I've ever faced because, like, bros, like, Sigilum just starts, like, moaning in combat. Straight, I'm not even fucking joking. Sigilum starts, like, moaning in combat when they get hit and shit. It's weird. It's fucking weird, bro. Huh? Oh, I see. Just none of y'all fought him. Oh, I see. Y'all are too doo-doo water to fight him in End State Matrix then. Because if you ever played against him in End State Matrix, you would know that dude is loud.
This moment has never been truer in my life before. I say that until we talk about what we are getting for the anniversary, because that is where we go downhill. Are you ready, middle-aged people? We are finally addressing the elephant in the room. I mean, the conversation happened all over the internet. Gacha Smack posted a podcast of content creators talking about the live stream.
The Grift cast. No, this was not a Gacha cast. This was the Grift cast. I have never seen so many different examples of grifting to such an absurd degree ever before. And this is the thing. Some people might be saying, Glaive, you're gonna get AoE'd. He put this in the video for a reason. I would assume that.
You may have seen the community tearing itself apart over whether this is the best patch ever or the
like, he gonna put that in the video and expect me not to talk about it? Come on. I was gonna bring it up anyways.
The worst anniversary in history, or both at the same time. But I'm looking at this unbiasedly. Both sides.
I gotta say, Marco had one of the most unashamedly based takes I've ever seen. Bro was like at a point where he was just like, I got what I wanted. Y'all are bitching too much. Yeah, y'all are complaining too much. Jesus Christ, y'all a bunch of pussies. Straight up.
History, or both at the same time. But I'm looking at this unbiasedly. Both sides have a point. If we look at the rewards alone, like
they're good.
Regardless of the peak absolute cinema changes and additions of content we have talked about earlier, it's looking pretty lean for a second anniversary.
What? I think they're looking pretty solid, bro. It's like fucking like 45 pulls from logging in. I'm gonna be real. I feel like 45 pulls is actually just objectively more than anything else any other game has released.
You know? However, when you factor in the exploration rewards from the new region and all of the other events, we're actually looking at a massive 150 plus pull pack.
Okay. All right. All right. There we go. That's more of the angle that makes more sense, cuz that's a fuck ton of pulls, bro.
For comparison, the first anniversary update at 2.3 was a filler patch. It had no new areas and very little to do. 3.3 is miles ahead in terms of pure content and
people want a free encore for some reason. They want a free standard character. That's because they're retards that left ZZZ because the game is dog shit. They went over to WuWa and they think ZZZ's anniversary was good with a free standard character that does nothing on their account. Oh my god, ZZZ are the best anniversary ever, bro. Look, they gave out a free standard character and a free standard W engine. Oh my god. Yeah, and I just quit the game in like 2 months afterwards, though, because the 2.0 was shit. That's literally the type of player that's asking for a free standard character.
Potential currency. So why does it still feel off, you know? Because some things that make it feel like an actual anniversary are missing. One of them being the anniversary reruns.
Yep.
Last year, Kuro ran a massive banner events where you could pull for almost any character you missed. This year, nothing like that. No chance to pick up the 1.x, 2.x characters like Carlotta, Chacona, Shorekeeper,
Brant. Bro, do you know how many people pulled, like, Lupa and shit on her, like, multiple reruns she's had and now want to pull Brant and Chang Li? Well, you can't.
To keep going. Like, imagine saving for months, waiting for the anniversary banners, and you're not getting it. Like, there's a—
Imagine being the motherfucker that wants to pull Brant's signature. And, because you maybe skipped it. Bro, like, that is actually just like a devastation moment. Having Brant, but not his sig. Because it's not hard to save up like 70 pulls, bro. It is not hard to save up 70 pulls to get a sig. And there's a lot of people that kind of have sigless characters that, hey, just like, it's just like, fuck you, bro.
It's so sad. And the irony here is that this is a direct result of Kuro listening to the wrong people. Last year, a segment of the community and some very loud grifters, let's be real here, attacked Kuro for those reruns.
Hey, let's just get it. Hey, let's call him out. Glaive ain't gonna be out here. Ooh, Glaive gonna tiptoe a little bit. Hey, I'ma use you as a platform to call some motherfuckers out. Let's do it. Let's do it. He knows. Bro, it's simply not a good look. I already showed you Grifter number 1 over here, the worst adversary. The OG clip of the OG Grifter. And you want to know what the craziest thing is, guys? This was genocide before the 7 out of 10 incident. Let's first listen to the most recent take from Mr. Clapped Walnut, Mr. 7 out of 10, Mr. Kuro Fest, Mr. I spend more money on Wuthering Waves than you.
I know that there was this big controversy over them rerunning all the banners, but I don't know why people were even mad over that in the first anniversary.
No,
they should have just done it again.
They should have had it. Yeah.
There's actually nothing wrong with rerunning banners.
And let's listen to the take last year.
Page out of Genshin right here, and I know that the game may be like derived from it, but like, you're really gonna bring back every banner at the same time other than Shorekeeper and Cantarella?
Cause that's when WuWa bad. Rerun banners are bad for free-to-plays. Rerun banners are predatory. That's when that take was meta. That take was meta here. So, of course, right, because we got to grift to whatever side of the audience we can play into at this point, bro, we gotta say, hey, what Kuro's doing is bad. That's the side we're grifting to. What Kuro did is bad. So, rerun banners, Kuro bad. Kuro didn't do rerun banners?
There's actually nothing wrong with rerunning banners.
Kuro bad. So, it's just the position of Kuro bad, no matter what they do, and we grift in whatever direction we need to make that point. The ultimate grifter. And you want to know why I call this the grifter cast? Nobody called him out for flip-flopping, doing a 180, doing tricks on his past take to get this one going. Nobody called out him doing a fucking 180 in real time to just maintain the position Kuro bad and absolve any other statement we made ourselves. Fake friends, don't call each other out. Come on, man. You're right. Yeah, you absolutely correct. You absolutely correct. I don't know what I'm doing over here.
He called it greedy to run so many banners at once, as if you gotta pull everything, bro. You're so dumb. Like, it's so obvious it was objectively better for player choice.
It was player friendly, but people made fun of that statement as well.
People on the internet saying the reruns were worthless and just a cash grab. Fast forward to now, and those same people are suddenly acting like it's a good thing. And
he knows! He knows! Glaive knows! Elite ball... It isn't even elite ball knowledge, it's just general ball knowledge.
Kuro is making a mistake by not putting them in. Motherfuckers took a whole ass 180. It's incredible.
He just ain't saying the name. He just ain't saying the name.
Incredibly unfortunate how that is not the only thing that made the supposed birthday party felt so much less festive than last year's. Kuro heard the backlash, they took it to heart and cut the bloats. They removed the skits,
He knows.
music, the reruns to please these people. But in doing so, they cut out the heart of the celebration. Bro, why would you not want these, bro? The things that make it an anniversary. Clearly, you're just grifting. LARPing as a Wuthering Waves player. Like, I hate these people, bruh. And then
There's so much LARPing that occurs nowadays, bro. And this is the thing. That's why when you know, like, the Wuthering Waves community has literally woken up to the biggest instances of its fucking LARPers. One of the most, remember, this is the CC over here that was out here calling 3.3's live stream an adversary. One of the worst performative, fake-ass WuWa content creators in the space. Straight up. And this is the type of shit that just gets mad fucking engagement on Twitter nowadays. Bro, people know how much these guys fucking grift just to, like, maintain whatever dog shit position happens to be held by the cloud of grifters over here, Grifter-smack. And this live stream is literally the biggest example of the absolute disaster class, right? Of a response being held by so many members of the Wuthering Waves CC community. That's why these guys all combined, I think, get like half the views of like any other creator. Nobody takes their shit seriously.
you have the
And of course, there are a couple of them in there that I'm not counting. I'm not counting people like Life Lessons or Abrams. Bro, I think these two are just like unfortunate casualties. Yeah, I view these two as like unfortunate casualties of the situation. It's rough.
lab stickers for the motorbikes. We have Resident Evil, Haikyuu, Kaiju number 8, and a lot of other stuff. Admittedly, these do look very cool, especially the Resident Evil ones.
This is the thing. These skins are free, bro.
But it feels like these are filling the space where the gifts should be, right? Does that make sense? Instead of the anniversary feeling like a celebration of Wuthering Waves, it feels like a giant billboard. Even the new skins, like Morney's plush dream outfit, is a premium skin that you have to spend real-life money to get. When the
I didn't know they put snowflakes on her legs. That's actually a decent
special
touch.
content is actually just an advertisement.
Bro, her legs have a skin too.
Or a price tag, it leaves a sour taste. For a lot of games, anniversary are patches where you give back to the player base, sometimes the other way around, but it's usually just, you know, a celebration. And it's not about being entitled. I'm not. I mean, I spend way too much money on this game to realistically care about free stuff. I'm saying this because that is literally how it has always been. It feels like Kuro is using the sheer quality and contents of the patch as a shield. They're betting that the story, the quality of lives, and the emotional payoff of the Amet storyline will make us forget about the birthday party part of the update feels so hollow. They gave us an amazing update, but the anniversary itself, it's just like Dong. Where is he? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. People can't really get that mad about the patch as a whole because the patch is good. The anniversary, though, is simply just not good because there's nothing that fucking makes it feel like one. And I think the part that's really going to make this sting a lot is that they had like this anniversary event that they announced. Bro, I need to show you guys it. Thank you, Wuthering Waves, JP Official, Wuthering Waves Dev Team, ES. I don't know what would become of my account without this item. Rewards, second anniversary rally webpage event rewards. That is a nutrient block, a consumable that heals your active resonator that's only usable in the overworld. A craftable item. That is fucking useless. Yeah, basically, that's like the average reward people are getting from this webpage event to hype up the ante.
Even know what to tell you. Where is he? So where does that leave us? Looking at version 3.3, it is clear that Kuro Games has given us a complete masterclass in game development. They are just amazing, okay? They have managed to optimize the tech side and push the story to a peak never before seen by the players. But at the same time, they have made what feels like a rookie mistake in community management. They are proving they can build a world and fix a system better than almost anyone else in the space, but they still haven't quite mastered making your players feel safe seen during a major milestone.
I think part of it is that they do end up listening to some stupid fucking feedback all the time. All the time. Too much from retarded people that either don't play the game or are LARPing as Wuthering Waves players. And it happens a little bit too often, if I'm going to be honest, and it's happened to a very high degree here. This had potential, with more celebration, to easily be possibly the best anniversary update a gacha game has ever had. It succeeded on the actual content side, but on the anniversary side, absolutely not.
Especially when a year before, they said they were going to improve on the next anniversary. It feels like deja vu in a way. The real takeaway here is a question of priority. If the actual story, the combat, and the world we are exploring is this high quality, can we actually look past the lack of festivity in the anniversary? Or does a second anniversary require a level of generosity that actually matches the passion the community has shown for the last 2 years?
I think they just listened to bad feedback because they're a greedy company. So, what do you think happens if Kuro re-releases the anniversary banners and shit like that, whatever? Then they say, oh, Kuro didn't listen from last year. They are done listening. Look, they're being greedy and shit. Whoa, Kuro said they were going to listen. Now they didn't do it. The main argument right now is that Kuro listened, but to retarded people. That's why there's not actually that much drama at all surrounding this anniversary. There is such little talk about it relative to last year. Because everyone knows, well, they did actually listen, but it was to retarded people. Sucks. That's the main take.
Strange trade-off to make. We are getting one of the best gameplay experiences the genre has to offer, but it is wrapped in a celebration that feels a bit hollow. At the end of the day, the game can't survive on free polls alone, but a community shouldn't feel like an afterthought during its own birthday. But that is just my take on the matter. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I am interested to hear your thoughts on this, by the way. Thank you, Raid Shadow.
Okay, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I already watched the whole ad. All right, yeah, I would say overall, very, very, very solid video from Glaive over here. Nice little breakdown of all the contents that are going to be in the patch. Why it's like actually, like I said before, a 9.5 out of 10 patch. I think it's actually going to be a patch that is even better than the teasers and the explanations, the very short things that we saw in the stream. I think it's going to be one that ages a lot better with time. But like we mentioned before, when it comes to the Annie, it just really looks like it's hit a bit of a ceiling over here in terms of like what's actually available. And I'm just going to be honest, there are a lot of fundamental levels of just disappointment that stem from exactly what's going on there. So, yeah, really hoping that maybe there's like a bit of an address to like I just feel like putting in banners wouldn't even be a bad idea. It would really improve a lot of stuff as a whole. And, of course, love seeing Glaive start holding some creators accountable. And, of course, some community members accountable for the little flip-flop, double dodge, cancel, 180 dick trick that they did when it comes to their takes. And while he's not maybe comfortable directly calling out some individuals, well, he allowed us the platform to do that ourselves. So yeah, that'll be it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out. Definitely make sure you like and subscribe to good old Glaive over here.